Hey friends! Okay, I want to talk to you guys today about how to choose the right cooking oil and or what oils are healthy for us, which ones are maybe not as healthy that we haven't really thought about. And first disclaimer is that I am not a doctor. I am in no way a doctor. I'm just a regular girl trying to learn as much as I can about what I'm putting in and on my body and making informed decisions. I have worked with a nutritionist before, and I have worked with a functional medicine doctor who is amazing, and they take so much time and are so intentional about staying up on all the newest research and really trying to figure out the best things for our body and not just an easy fix, but finding like the root cause of things. So maybe I'll come in and talk more about like a functional doctor and what that role is versus like a more traditional doctor that we would see, and kind of talk to you guys about that later. But for today, let's dive in to cooking oils. I'm gonna first talk about what some bad oils are and then what some good oils are, like some alternatives. Okay, so some bad oils were, I wish I had an example here for you guys, but you know, those like plastic jugs of oil about this big, right, that like our moms used, our grandmas used, maybe it's even in your house right now, because it's the cheap thing to buy. It's the common like oil that we think of when we're baking. And this could be, it's like the big bottle, clear plastic bottle that has like yellow liquid in it, right? It could be peanut, it could be soybean, it could be canola, it could be vegetable, it could be corn, or it could be safflower oil or something similar to that. So those are what we typically think of as bad oils. Those are the ones we want to avoid and eliminate from our diet. And I'm going to give you some alternatives that are healthier and better for us. And it can be a really easy switch, you guys. This does not have to be daunting, but it's very important for our health. And I'll explain that in a minute. So some good alternatives that you can swap those out with is a cold pressed, unrefined. So these are words you want to look for when you're looking at your oils, okay? Cold pressed, unrefined, organic. Okay, so those are some of the words you want to look for. Olive oil is a great option. Aldi has this. It's not that expensive. This is a great option, especially for it's not as stable for heating, which I'll talk about that in a little bit, but this is great for salad dressings. It's great for like drizzling over things, etc., stuff like that. Ghee is another amazing option. So this is clarified butter if you don't know what ghee is. Most people who are like dairy intolerant can still have ghee because it's basically like you're cooking off all of the milk fat, the milk solids. I can't think of what words I'm trying to say, but so ghee is awesome. It's pretty heat stable. It has kind of that buttery flavor, so a lot of people love to cook with this one. Another one, and this is, to be honest, you guys, this is my favorite. Some people do not like it because they do not like the taste of coconut, but I use this one for literally almost everything: baking, cooking, stir frying, everything. Skin stuff. Organic, cold pressed, unrefined coconut oil. You guys, I know there is a version of coconut oil out there that people will say it doesn't taste coconut-y, but here's the problem: it's refined, and you do not want refined. To get all the benefits and for it to be the best, healthiest option, you want unrefined. So this stuff is amazing. It's a little annoying because it's solid, but this is a great thing to cook with. You can also cook with avocado oil. That's another liquid, kind of like olive oil. Or you can if you can find a good grass-fed lard, you can use that as well, but that is a more expensive option. All these other ones you can get at Aldi, super cheap, super easy. So let's talk about the good versus the bad really quick and why that's a thing. So there are fatty acids called omega-6s and omega-3s, and you've probably heard of these. And what we need to remember is that ideally we should have a 1-to-1 ratio of these in our diet. But a SAD diet, a standard American diet, is typically the ratio is 20 omega-6s to 3 omega-3s, and that is not a good balance. So what's going to happen is that promotes inflammation, because omega-6s can cause inflammation in our body, and omega-3s tend to decrease inflammation. And so when we're that out of whack, because it's so much easier to consume omega-6s in our typical American diet, then we got to do something about that, okay? Or we're going to be very, very inflamed people, which we are, right? Americans typically have a lot of inflammation problems. But your omega-6s are gonna be those bad oils that I listed: canola, vegetable, corn, peanut, like all those things are really high in omega-6s. And they're often highly processed, and they're gonna oxidize very, very quickly with heat and then release free radicals. And free radicals are no good. Those are cancer causing. We don't want that, okay? But omega-3s are found in a lot of these healthier oil alternatives, okay? So that is kind of why that is important. More omega-6s, and the more they're kind of out of whack with each other, the more inflammation we're gonna see in our bodies. Just one note really quickly, if you are gonna use these, like I said, with olive oil, but also avocado oil, if it's liquid at room temperature, like this, the molecular structure of it is not as stable when it comes to heat. And so I'm not a sciencey person, so I'm trying to explain this in the best way I know possible. The heat will break apart those molecules easier, and they will oxidize and could also release free radicals, even if it's a really great oil, but it's being heated. So you really want more for baking, cooking, high heat. You really want solids at room temp, okay? And then the one other thing I want to say is very interesting is often we hear this, right? We hear, if you have a heart problem, a blood pressure issue, cholesterol, we need to get your cholesterol down, right? But here's the thing, the newer research that doctors should be seeing is that heart health is not as closely tied to cholesterol as one would think, but rather to inflammation. Cholesterol is actually a very, very powerful antioxidant in our bodies. Our bodies need cholesterol. It's so good for us. Antioxidants is what fights free radicals and fights oxidative stress. So we really want cholesterol. But here's the problem. Our arteries, typically cholesterol will clog the arteries, and then people say that's what leads to heart disease. But cholesterol will not clog your arteries if they are not inflamed. And so the inflammation is really, really what we need to be looking at. And we need to stay away from things that are going to inflame us, like these oils that are everywhere. The oils, guys, it's one easy switch. It's not like a one and done, like you're going to get rid of all these oils and you're not going to have any inflammation. But it's an easy thing that any one of us can switch out and just start there, okay? And also, the last thing I want to say is in regards to packaged products. So this doesn't only apply when we're cooking at home, you're making dinner, you're making whatever, but it's also is important to look at when you are buying your packaged products at the store. Flipping that bag of chips over and seeing what were these cooked in, oils are added to everything. It's insane, you guys. So check your labels. There are, fortunately, a lot of really great alternatives out there now. People starting to cook with these better oils, and so that is amazing. We are all for that. Go throw out your canola oil, throw it out. It's an easy switch that's going to have big benefits for your body and your long-term health. So anyways, I hope that was helpful, and I'll talk to you guys later.